Hey everybody, good evening. Y'all would not believe. Actually, you would. I was so tired when I came home and I laid down. And can I tell you? That I dozed off? But I'm glad because Shelly, I said, hey, I'm on. Um, oh, here comes Cynthia. I told Shelly, I said, hey Cynthia.
Hey,
I was just saying, oh, let me get this right. I was just saying that I laid down because I was tired coming back from the parents. And Shelly called to make sure tonight was the night.
hmm
And she said, you sound like you can go to sleep. I said, yeah, but before I go to sleep, let me set this alarm. Because if not, I ain't going to be up.
well, we got storms over here, so
Mm.
ready for this barrel. Yeah.
Girl. So,
So,
so hopefully you
hey
can
y'all.
keep all your stuff. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Girl, so you getting some of that rain and storms too?
I'm getting it here.
Mm.
Other people just down the road, well, about 45 minutes away, they're not getting nothing. I'm like, but
Mm-mm.
I'm getting we're getting rain bands coming through, but I am a little closer to the coast, so that may be it.
Okay. Well, I got up out the bed. I was like, let me grab me a snack.
I was just
Grab me
thinking,
a
I was
snack.
like, I am hungry because I got off from work and then I dropped my phone in the water at work, and
Lord have
so
mercy. You sound like me.
I didn't had it in rice. It's been a day.
Oh Lord. My brother always talk about me on my phone. He said, I'm gonna call the phone police on you. He said it should be a CPS for phones because you always doing something.
Hey, Shelly.
Shelly is hopping now. You muted, baby.
Hey
Oh, there she
ladies, how y'all
Hey,
doing?
good.
go. Hey.
Mona, I figured you wouldn't get no rain. Like it just doesn't rain at your house. Mona,
Mhm.
like less than an hour away from me, about an hour, and she ain't got no rain.
So these
Uh,
came in earlier. So let me go here, guys. Desire left a message earlier. Mona. Hey, Mona.
I didn't even get to set up like I thought I would and
Uh-huh.
get. I was like,
We
life
just
be.
I don't know if you wanted to try it, but we just started. I was just telling them,
Um, let me see. Let me.
yeah, she gonna have to log off and do it. But yeah, I came in. I was like, let me grab a piece of chicken. I ain't gonna tell you what I call this meal, and some leftover watermelon and some water. And I was like, I'm gonna snack and we gonna talk. Then I grabbed my garden bag. But let me see if I can pull up my list of what we gonna talk about. So if you, hey brother, you must be home from church. Hey brother. Um, So let me go ahead and get started. Let me do an introduction for y'all that's here that hasn't been here before. My name is Rashida Monique, and I'm here lately doing these garden chats because I'm a new gardener. Um, so just a little story. I was gardening in my apartment in um, prepared raised beds. I didn't realize how much they was preparing my beds until I came over here and started growing. I tried to do it in ground. That was a fail. Um, and then I started raising beds here. Then I realized that, oh, yeah, they must be fertilizing and doing all the things for
Mhm.
me at the apartment complex. So I'm a new gardener because I'm learning all the things. Hey, sweet thumb.
Weekend.
And so the reason I started gardening on my end is because I grew up with a garden, and my dad would always my dad always grew stuff. He always grew things. And I got used to not paying for collard greens and bell peppers and tomatoes and certain things, especially in the summertime. And I was like, this is stupid. I can grow my own. And that's how all this got started. So
Oh,
I'm gardening in Michigan. Um Zone, girl, what's on I am 6 6A. Yes, I'm gardening in Michigan Zone 6A. And so that's how I got started. Go ahead, Cynthia, tell us something about yourself.
Um, I have been gardening for now 8 years, but every year, every season is different.
Mm-hmm.
And I always try to grow something different or unique or something that, I see somebody growing. I'm like, let me see if I can grow that. That doesn't mean I'm gonna like what I grow,
Mm-hmm.
but I at least will taste it and see if I like it, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have I do hydroponics inside. I also have raised beds. I grow in containers. I did that for 6 years. Um, Patio growing, I like that. That is my favorite. I love container growing, and I also do. I said raised beds, in ground, and container gardening. So yeah.
Awesome.
And I'm
Awesome.
in Texas. I'm in zone 8B, 9A. It used to be just 9A, but I guess because we hit some cooler temps, so they put us in 8B. So, yeah, I'm in Texas.
All right, you're in Texas. All right, Miss Shelley, you want to introduce yourself to the people?
Sure. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you again. I am Shelly G. This is so weird. I'm not used to doing YouTube lives. I was going to say calling in. I am in Maryland, Zone 7. I think I'm technically 7A. I am a backyard homesteader, gardener. Hi, CiCi.
Okay.
Been gardening for many a years in this on this property, but we definitely stepped it up last year and producing a way more than we have in years past. What else? What else am I sharing?
Whatever you want.
Well, I guess that's it for right now. I'm sure we're gonna get into the fine things. Look, oh, I'm so glad you eating.
It might become a thing. It might
Oh,
become a thing. Cause
she ain't
listen,
even looking.
oh, she got her a whole sandwich. See, yep, it might become a
Yeah.
thing.
Let me tell you about the whole sandwich. It's a whole sandwich that I got basil lettuce leaf out my garden, some fresh
Mm-hmm.
mozzarella, a beefsteak tomato out my garden. So yeah, it
Oh,
might become a thing.
hey, it's okay. It sounds good.
Mm.
It sounds really good.
It's all right. I ain't gonna hype it up. It's just all right. 'Cause I
Girl, did
keep
you
it
season?
together.
Did you put some seasonings on top?
I got some pesto, some basil pesto that I
Mm-hmm.
bought from the store, and I'm eating it on a multi-grain English muffin.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That's the way to eat your stuff out of your garden.
Yeah.
So we had a list, y'all. That's what I was trying to find here. But when
Hold on one second before you. Are we missing somebody? Because I don't see.
yeah, I don't see Lisa. I haven't heard back. She's in Alabama. I don't know if she got storms or she's just gonna be late. So
Okay.
hopefully she can jump in.
Hmm.
But I haven't heard from her yet.
And right now, my internet is doing good. So, but they did say I might lose it at any moment. So, just let
Okay,
you
so
know if I all of a sudden I just disappear.
if you disappear, we'll know. Be like, okay, Lord, just keep
Thanks
them
for letting
safe.
us know, CC.
Yeah, Lord, just keep them safe. Just keep them safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we you mentioned growing in ground. I'm growing in ground now, y'all. Guess what I
Yay.
put in the ground?
What you
That
put in?
grapevine that I bought.
Oh,
It's in the ground.
I don't know where to put mine. So mine is still in a container.
I put it next to a fence. We got a fence. I'm like,
Okay.
it's just the simplest thing right now.
I'm going to put it in a bigger tote next year because I
Hmm.
still don't know where I want to put it.
Yeah. So I was like, if for now, you can go up the truck up the
The fence.
gate. Fence.
Mhm.
That's it. So,
Y'all are totally making me hungry because I thought about ordering some pizza. I
girl,
was like,
Listen, for future reference, if you feel like you hungry, y'all come on to this line. We gonna eat. We can call it a garden mukbang, okay?
Right.
Eat and talk
Right.
about the garden.
That works. Okay, sifting some soil. You weren't here the last time. What's your name? Is that
That's
Mona?
Mona.
That's Mona.
She said on her live last week, she said they want to know your government when you come on their channel.
My lettuce leaf basil still looking like a regular old basil. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweet thumb. My basil leaf lettuce is giving me life. I've never grown it before, but I'm telling you, I'm loving it, and I might never grow regular basil again because I'd be on the struggle bus with that.
Have you tried harvesting some of your basil? Because the more you harvest, the bigger it gets. Try that. Should have said hello to all. Did y'all catch the green stalk sale, girl? I saw it.
About that.
I saw it because when I got the inbox. So for y'all that didn't know, God's Desire inboxed me on Instagram about the sale, the anniversary sale, and they had a green stalks kit for Lisa for $99, and I was like, that is an awesome price, and I was like,
yeah, that's what I got.
Send it to me.
You ain't buying nothing else this garden season. You ain't buying no more soil. You ain't buying another container. You're not buying no more starts. I'm like, listen, girl, sit your tail down. So before I let Lisa introduce herself, let me tell y'all what I did. I went back because the question was, do I need a second Concord grape for my grapes to pollinate? So I called the farmer and I said, are these the self-pollinating ones or do I need a second one? He was like, well, we partner with other farms and I'm not sure which one you have. So to be safe, you need to buy a second one. I said, so basically I need to come bring y'all another $30 is what you're telling me, right? But I was going to do that. So I drove over there, go there. The place is like bare and they had the only fruit thing they had was a blackberry that nobody wanted. And I was like, oh, blackberry. Bugs.
Poor blackberry. I would have taken.
Listen, but let me tell you, they didn't have that, but they had $50 of other stuff I bought. And so that's what happened the other Saturday. But the good thing is my bare roots. Lisa popped off. My bare roots, grapevine. My bare roots grapevine my sister bought from Sam's Club that I wasn't sure was gonna do its thing has started to grow leaves.
Okay.
So I was like, I ain't got to worry about that no more.
Yeah. Now I did not know the grapes had to have a pollinator besides the bees themselves.
Yeah, I think some of them did, but the farmer said, well, nowadays a lot of people are doing a lot of hybrids and a lot of things are self-pollinating now, so you may not need one. He said your information may be old or may just be what somebody, a Concord that somebody else has.
Because I have a Concord grape, and
Lisa, I see you. Can I hear you? I can't hear you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, we can't hear you. Check your audio settings. Wait, did we just hear something? Say something. Can you hear us?
I think it froze.
Okay.
She's like,
so let's hear these rain bands coming through.
Sheeta was trying to tempt me, and I went to looking. I was like, "Ooh."
No, I just knew when God's Desire sent to me, she was like, "Oh," I said, "That's from that live stream." And Shelly was the one looking at green stalk, so let me send that to her because I don't have no intention on buying that.
Well, I was real close. But what had happened was I had already, and I don't remember if I had told y'all when we were on the last one that I had ordered a raised, like the galvanized steel one.
Right.
And I said, listen, I've been married for 34 years and I'm trying to stay married. And
that part.
Bet not order, because if I was going to order a green stalk, I was going to order two. Because you got to balance it out.
Oh,
yeah, once in here, once in there.
Right. I said, girl, You better
It
stop.
can't be a centerpiece.
He would have been looking at me like, what is you doing?
Mm-mm.
So I decided to not go green stalk because I feel like I'll be struggling with these containers. So I ain't want to invest that heavily and be still struggling with the towers. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, I was looking to see if I could do something for Lisa, but she hopped back off. So listen, we're gonna go back around for her introduction. But we have a list of things we want to cover. And is I want to move a little efficiently here. Fertilizing. Let's talk about fertilizing. My fertilizing game. Y'all, I got bad hair. Just know this.
It's okay.
People say I'm vain, but some places I ain't vain about this hair. It's bad hair. This is what y'all getting. Okay. Fertilizing.
CiCi, look good to you, right?
See, I want to know.
If that's dead head,
yeah,
you here for it.
You here for it? Okay. Good. So fertilizing, adding nutrients to your soil that weren't already there. What is your fertilizing game? You can go the history of your fertilizing or just what you're doing now. We're going to start from the other way. I'm going to start with Shelly first and move back to Cynthia. Go ahead, Shelly.
Okay, so my fertilizing game, I feel like it's weak, but it is there. Now, ironically, today was my fertilizing day because what I have realized, because YouTube University educates us real quick, and I feel like I might have a doctorate degree in fertilizing now. A lot of my zucchini, it's mainly my zucchini. Nope. And I noticed my peppers were having blossom end rot. And based on my education from YouTube University, I have determined and assessed that it was blossom end rot because of was it nitrogen deficiency?
Calcium. Oh, nitrogen.
Nitrogen, because corn, I had corn, which I've harvested, eats up a lot of nitrogen, and my pepper plants are in the same bed with the corn. And so I was like, this is the problem. And then the squash and eggplants, all of those require a lot of nitrogen. So I said, let me just go on and up my game with this nitrogen and see if it makes a difference. So this morning I put down, was it garden lime? Garden lime on all of the plants, worked it in the soil a little bit, and I chased that with some liquid fertilizer by Jax. I think it was like 2020. So I'm praying that in a couple days I will see a difference in that blossom end rot. So that's my fertilizing game. I think I'm going to try to go with a 7 to 14 day with the liquid fertilizer and see how it's coming along. My greens are looking amazing for the first time. Yep, I only did the 511 and super juice. Okay. I have not heard of the 511.
That's the fish emotion. I think people refer to that. The last because it's the 511.
Yes.
Oh, I did. I have been doing fish emulsion, and I've done fish emulsion maybe because I just did it a few days ago, maybe 3 times this year so far. But I just planted mid-May also.
Okay. So you're just starting.
Okay.
All right, Cynthia.
All right. Well, I use bone meal. I also use blood meal. I use Epsom salt if I need to in my bed, especially transplant shock, to make sure that plants, don't be in shock when you transplant them. Let's see. I use 511 and super juice or whatever, or plant tea, whatever you want to call it. The chop when you cutting your plants up and pruning them or whatever. I just put that in some rainwater and let it soak in there until it's just like some kind of conjuring or something, some kind of soup stuff. And then the worse it smells, it seems like it does better with the plants. Like they like it to smell the worst, you know. And you can also use, because it's the summertime. So if you do go fishing, you can use the carcass of the fish, also the fish water. So don't get rid of the fish water. Pour it in there as well.
Fish water.
Yeah. The water that you have your fish use when you can't bring them home.
If you go fishing?
Yeah.
I'm not a fisher.
Well, if you know people that go fishing.
I do. My family fishes heavy. My uncle has a boat. So
yeah. Well, there's something you need is fish water or the bones of the fish or whatever, because that's all 511 is. It's pretty much.
I did put down some when you said that, I forgot about it. I put down some bone meal. When my beefsteak tomato plant, it was yellowing, and I think I mentioned that to y'all before. And I went out and I put some bone meal on it, and that I think it really helped because it's not yellowing anymore. So
yeah, bone meal is good for anything that's blooming, or you want a bulb to something. Bone meal is what you use. If you want leaves like greens and stuff like that, you use a lot of nitrogen, because that's what the nitrogen grows a lot of the greens.
Yeah.
So if you want big onions, don't put too much nitrogen, put more bone meal, because you need a bulb. You don't need all the green foliage.
Speaking of onion, let me tell you what I heard somebody say the other day. They said that alliums, like onions, you can treat like a leaf until they get their bulbs, because they get their energy from the sun through that green stalk. So you can use nitrogen in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then once you get your bulb, do the other. I was like, is that what's going on? Because my onions look pitiful. Let me go and try this on these onions.
Some onions today. So, CiCi, what was it that you said? You need more
for the bulb part. Then you want to do, you need bone meal for that, because anything that's blossoming or needs a bulb is bulbing. Then you want to do the bone meal.
Okay.
Because if the more nitrogen you give it, like if you're giving it blood meal, that's nitrogen. So then you're just going to get a lot of green tops to everything.
Okay.
All right, Lisa, let's get Lisa called. Can we hear you, Lisa?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
can. All right.
I think it was my headset.
So we'll let you. That was your headset that wasn't working. Well, we can hear you pretty good. So without the headset, you can introduce yourself and then tell us about your fertilizing game.
Okay, I'm Lisa. And my channel is Gardening with Lisa, and I'm in North Alabama 7 or 8A. I keep forgetting, and I grow all year round, and right now I got just about everything growing. Like
did you freeze, Lisa?
She froze, girl. I should have asked her if she was getting storms too.
Okay.
Oh, there she goes. I think she's back.
Lisa, you having a time tonight.
Girl. This is the pressing, not the pressing. She gonna press through. All right.
Yes.
Now picture is clear, but I couldn't hear. Yeah. So now you're muted. Or do I? Maybe I can unmute you. All right. There we go.
I keep losing the connection.
Huh.
I guess my Wi-Fi is not working good.
You got to get you a good old trusty Ethernet cable.
I just did that. I did that a few months ago. I was like, let me find me an Ethernet cable and just hook myself in here.
I'm hooked up to
like back in the day.
I ran a cord. Look, this is technically a extra room that I'm using as an office because our office is in the back and my son took over it. So I have like 100-foot Ethernet cable running from the router.
There you go. All right, Lisa.
But you said about my
Fertilize.
what fertilizers I use.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I use bone meal, blood meal. Like summertime, I use straight bone meal all the time. Because, like Cynthia was saying, the bone meal is for root growth
Mm-hmm.
and anything that produces a fruit,
Yeah.
tomatoes, peppers, watermelons,
Mm-hmm.
anything that produces a fruit or is a root plant, they need bone meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I also use the Alaska
Fish emotion.
Fish emulsion.
She froze.
I think she froze again.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I
Must
bought
be
some.
having it worse over there because I'm getting storms, but okay.
Are you getting these storms?
my
over
internet
there?
is horrible. I'm on my iPad. So
Are you having storms over there, Lisa?
I don't think it's supposed to be, but the sky was looking pretty dark earlier before the sun went down.
Yeah, we having
don't know.
storms over here.
Yeah.
I wish we could get some rain. We can't get rain.
You can have this rain.
You listen, it'd be like
She say she's sick of rain. That's what it sounds like.
CiCi like they about to flood me because he about to get a whole bunch of rain. But rain, I love rain to like to an extent. I want so much that my stuff start going crazy, but I want enough that I ain't got to go water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So we talking about fertilizing. So as I previously stated, the apartment beds, I didn't have to do anything too. Like I put the stuff in the ground, make sure there wasn't no weed seeds in there, and watered it and stuff grew. I never had by some Enrot. I know I had powdery mildew, but I didn't know what it was. But I just knew my plant kept making squash, and so I just kept cutting it off and just letting it grow. But when I got over here, and so I wasn't heavy on the YouTube about gardening either, because I just put stuff in the ground and it grew.
Mm-hmm.
When I got over here, the first my beefsteaks wasn't beefsteaking. My Roma tomatoes had the ends all black, and I'm like, what in the whole entire world? Then it's like blossom and rot. So I didn't have any fertilizer, so I ran and got some tomato vegetable. So I did that and watered that, and that righted the aroma. But my beefsteak still wasn't beefsteak, and it was more like a little small, little round tomato.
Yeah, man was looking like a cherry tomato. I said, now this sign says beefsteak. What is going on?
And that's what it was crazy. And last year we had the smoke from Canada here in Michigan. So
really?
a lot of times we wasn't having a lot of that. We didn't have a lot of sun, and it was dark. It was just crazy last year. But last year I used tomato fertilizer, and I think mid-season I started fertilizing more because I kept hearing that I needed to fertilize. And then I think my second round of potatoes, I fertilized that last year. So this year, when I turned my beds over and added the soil, I went on and added some just basic tomato vegetable in there right from the get up. So then when I put my plants in and watered, I was like, at least something is in here. Right. And then as I went on, like one day I went out there and did all my bulbing things. And then I just mixed that with the tomato vegetable and some bone meal. And then all the stuff that need nitrogen, I went out there and added blood meal. And the reason I added blood meal, because I ain't want to fool with that fish emotion. When I tell you that stuff stank, oh my God.
Don't get on your fingers or nothing. And you like, what is that?
And try to do it in that little watering can and stir it up and pour it out just all on your hand. And,
somebody got to come up with something better.
So I was like, bone meal and fish emulsion do the same thing. Let me do this bone meal granular. I rub it in and water it. So my plants on the back patio, I started all these greens because I told you I'm gonna have some greens this year, right? That I haven't put in bags yet. So I have all these extras. And I was like, I don't want them to die quite yet. I'm gonna up pot a lot of these. And so I was like, I think I need to do fish emulsion for these because I can't put a little bit of bone meal each plant. I ain't want to do all that. So I did a gyre fish emotion and did that. And they bounced back.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, so no. So I'm better on this what you want to call it, fertilizing, than I was before. So I want to say it grows as I grow, it grows.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully this year, I will be able to have some beefsteak tomatoes and not little cherry beefsteaks, no baby
Yeah.
beefsteaks. I don't want to go here just yet because that's gonna make me creepy. Let's talk about fruit trees or bushes. I have my first fruit, so that's the grapevine, the two grapevines. And is ground cherry really a vegetable? Or is that considered a fruit? Or is that considered a vegetable? But that's the only fruit I have. Anybody?
Well, the ground cherry is a tomato.
It's a tomato, so it's a fruit. Okay, so I got tomatoes too, so those are my fruits.
I had I done ate I didn't ate them, but I had blueberries. I had blackberries, grapes for the first time after 3 years with this, grapevine. It finally produced. So I had some Concord grapes, which I ate all them, and and then ground cherries. I'm still sampling them when I get them, but yeah, that's pretty. Oh, and I have figs. I do. I have 3 different fig trees. And one of them is a Celeste, the other one is a LSU purple or LSU gold. I don't know. And then one that I don't know what it is yet until it get bigger. I think it's a brown turkey, but I don't know for sure. But I did get to eat some of my Celeste figs this year, and they were delicious. So
Awesome. How about you, Lisa? You got any fruit on your
I don't.
your
All
garden?
mine are still kind of young. So my sister has a fig, and we also have a peach tree,
Ooh.
and we have grapes, and we have some citrus. We got this Aurori Satsuma and key lime and Myers lemon.
Okay,
my
cool.
Meyer lemon looked like it's on its last leg. I don't know what happened.
Mine started looking like that, but this week the leaves started getting green again. So
Oh,
I guess
okay.
just give it time. I'll
Yeah.
just leave it alone.
Well,
Okay.
you
Growing
said
pains.
you're getting a lot of rain, right?
Well, it hadn't been raining a lot. I mean, we're getting a lot of rain now because we got this hurricane coming through. But
Okay, because I heard they don't like a lot of
right, they
moisture.
don't like their feet wet, as you say,
Mm-mm.
with plants and stuff. So they don't like that. But I don't know. I think it need to get in a bigger pot. I don't know.
Mm.
It's my first time with it.
So
Okay.
you talking about figs. I saw a Chicagoan fig, Chicago Hardy fig, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it. But the problem with that is, even though it can take hardy weather, I still think Michigan is still too cold. They say I can grow it in 6A, but just reading the details, I would have to leave it in a pot and bring it inside. Because even though the average temperature is not -10, we'll get to -10. We'll get to
That
-12.
just give me chills right there.
But in my mind, I'm thinking, I ain't doing it. Now, this is my thing, because I know me, Roshita. Okay. You talking about how cold it is. I'm not going out there dressing, because they said you go wrap it in the frost fabric and put, zip one of them zipper jackets and all. I'm not going out in the cold to do none of that. I'm not doing it. I was like, I don't even eat figs like that.
Yeah, I don't know the figs will ever be on my list.
So in my mind, I'm thinking Chicago Hardy. I think y'all need to say Chicago-ish Hardy. So we talk about the fruit. I would like to have more fruit.
I would too. I don't have any. Well, I have blueberries. And this is my second year, and they're actually popping in really nice. I probably should have harvested some today. I had some random neighbors visit my garden the other day. I posted this on Facebook. somehow or another, I told my husband, I think what happened is we had gone out our rear gate the day before, and I don't think he latched it good. And I think the wind blew it open. So our neighbor was a grandmother, as in like she's probably my age at I think, and her teenage granddaughter and a toddler grandson happened to be walking by, and they saw the glimpse of our garden when the gate was open. And my husband happened to be, I guess, going to close it, and got to talking, and he invited her in, and then he came to get me so I can show her around the garden. So she was quite impressed. She was like, "Oh my goodness!" She said, "I would have never known all of this was back here." I was like, "Well, thank you." So they got to taste blueberries right off the bush. I gave them Violet de Bordeaux fig leaves. I'm gonna have to look them up, but I already know I'm not getting a fig tree. That's just not in my
in your wheelhouse.
It's not in my wheelhouse. I don't think I have the energy. CiCi, I'm blaming you because I did get ground cherries. Because of last year, you kept talking about how they couldn't even make it in the house, and I'm like, wait, what is these ground cherries you speaking of? So I did order some. I had one plant seedling to survive. I'm still waiting for it to mature.
Okay.
I can taste it.
Yes.
Once you grow ground cherry, you gonna always have ground cherry.
Really?
Because
people say that
every year.
Mine does not. I guess I make sure none fall to the ground.
Ours come back in the cracks of the concrete. They came back everywhere.
Really?
Everywhere. It's like, where did this come from?
I have different.
I eat all mine.
I ain't gonna mind if they come back every year. My yellow pear tomato came back, and it is massive. You hear me? Massive. So I'm just waiting for them. There's so many on there. I'm waiting for them to turn yellow. That's one thing I noticed about them yellow pear tomatoes. They seem like they take a long time to ripen. So I have blueberries. I did get 2 blackberry bushes, I guess, this year. So I literally had 1 solo dolo blackberry on there this year. And I kept saying, I should go pick that blackberry once it turned black. I said, because the bird's going to get it. Sure enough, one day I went out there, it was gone.
Oh.
But it's okay. It's okay. I was, it was the first year. So, but I did buy 2 of them. And I have a Myers lemon that was gifted to me by a church friend who got it started and everything. So, and it's looking good. The leaves have been looking good. She told me not to repot it until like actually this month, July. So I'm gonna touch base with her and see what's what. But I don't have any other fruit trees as of yet.
Well, that's good, Sweet Thumb. She said that fig tree might make it. Some of these plants are like weeds. You know what? If I decide, because I know my daddy like figs, and I know my mom like figs.
Okay.
I eat fig Newtons back in the day because my parents.
It is not like
Newton. I had nothing but a fig, and I had no fig shake. I ain't had no baked fig, no nothing fig, and I was like, well, if I decide to do one,
it does not taste like a fig Newton. As everybody think, and they do not. And they have all different flavors of figs. They taste totally not like no fig Newton. I mean, we all grew up with them, and there's some people want to. I don't want no fig Newton. It is not. Those things are sweet and no.
You gonna ship me some figs? Let me get some money. Girl, send me some figs.
You need to ship our type. Huh? Up there. Our type of figs down here would die up there.
Girl, you just need to ship me a couple so I can taste them.
You can taste them.
Yeah, girl, just send me a couple of figs. Let me give you some money.
Fig, what's sifting some soil said fig nothing is not a fig.
It is not.
No, the fig Newton is not a fig.
Right.
It is
Neton.
But that's all. I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm gonna be talking. It is that's the only reference I got. So I have never had a fresh fig. Basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, me either.
So I was just like, I'm not tripping.
They really are
So
good.
They
I
are
believe
good.
it can be good. So let's talk about
Oh, and
weeding.
before you
Oh,
do
sorry.
that, I forgot strawberries. I don't know why I
Strawberries.
forgot. I do have strawberries.
Oh, I
We
do
do have
too.
some strawberries too.
Yeah, we
Okay,
do
let me go
too.
back. I have starts because I
See,
went back
that's
and bought
funny
strawberry
because we
starts.
got so much stuff, y'all. We don't be remembering what we got.
I
Uh-huh.
know it.
That's right. And people like, you need to make a plan so you know it's in your garden, you know where it is. Even though I had a loose plan of where I was gonna put this stuff, ain't nothing where I was gonna put it.
Mm-mm.
Ain't none
Mm-mm.
of it.
No.
Listen,
So
I just ordered a gardening journal.
huh? A gardening journal. My
I just
problem with
ordered a
journals is I
gardening journal.
start in one and then I
You
finish
know,
in
Lola, right?
one more time.
What'd she say?
I know
Say it
it
again.
seems like everything is top. You know my friend Lola,
Yeah.
Lolita Perry.
Mm-hmm.
She came out with a gardening journal and I ordered it. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna show it to you. I don't know why it's freezing.
Do you use your gardening journal? Is it a electronic or is it a paper?
No, it's a paper journal. I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh,
It's
okay.
brand new. She just released it.
I just throw stuff
It was so
together
pretty.
and
I
write
had to
stuff
order it.
down.
Mm-hmm.
You say I write down after the fact. I write down after the fact. I do not have a gardening journal. I have been writing down like stuff I want to do like this fall. I knew I wanted to start mid-season beans because I know these bush beans are going to have one big push and I want more beans in that. So I'm going to replant. So I started those. Those are out on the back porch. We already
I
started.
started some
Yay
more
me.
too.
So, I've been starting to write things down, especially as I hear things and learn things.
Mm-hmm.
I decided I'm not buying another Concord grape next year, even if I need a second one. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I'm gonna propagate me a couple of them bushes, and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah.
Let me show y'all real quick. Let me see. I can screen share, right? Let me see.
I think so. You did last time. I think maybe.
Share screen. Share. Garden planner.
Okay, Mona says she have a question. What's your question, Mona? While we try to get this. Oh, here go your share.
Do y'all see it?
Oh,
And she cute.
Oh, that's
Aw.
nice.
Lola didn't tell me about that. How long this
She
been
sent
out?
out an email. And so this is what it looks like. You just have a profile and then the back cover. I was just like, oh, she is way cute. I need her in my life.
Yeah, I like that.
So
That makes me want to actually journal.
Yeah.
right. And it has, I think it has like 250 pages.
Wow. Oh, so it's good for like the year then, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Lola.
Because it's a plant profile, so it's not like one that is where you're just journaling about that particular year. Yeah. So that's what I really liked about this.
Common pests and problems. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How much is the planner? Mona wants to know.
It's 20 right now. It is $24.99, I think. Yep, $24.99.
Almost 300 pages. That ain't bad.
It's not. So yep, the link is.
You have to send me that link. You have to send me that link. Text me.
I gotta send it to you again.
The girl, did you just text it to me?
You put it up on the screen.
You put it in there, but that ain't. Girl, listen. Once this live is done.
Anyway, I'll text it to you. Or
you act like you don't know me. You act like you don't know me. Do y'all know me? Okay, Mona had a question. Mona had a question. She wanted to know, how do you prepare your soil? How do you prepare your soil? Personally, this year, what I did, I think I told you guys, I was just going to like do a surface, fluff, add the some more soil if I need it, because your beds settle, and a little fertilizer and plant. But my god sister came and helped me, right? And she gets on her knees. She said, "Girl, this soil is nice." And she went both her hands and from the bottom. I mean, she just started fluffing that soil with her hands. She did all my beds like that, all 5 of them. I said,
What?
"Girl."
Like, what is
I
that?
said, "Girl," I said, God bless you, because I wasn't gonna do all that. She said, "This soil is nice. This is nice." I was like, "Okay."
You gotta get your hands in there.
Yeah.
It's grounding with your even I know a lot of people don't want to, but barefoot or putting your hands in the
I don't
soil is
mind
so
being
grounding.
barefoot. I don't mind being barefoot, but that soil, that day I was gonna plant this stuff, I did not have energy to do all none of that what she did, and I'm so glad she was there.
Now, what I do for mine to prepare my soil, if say I'm doing a raised bed, then whatever vegetable scraps and stuff that I've been putting aside, I put that in there. I put some black cow or any kind of compost material. I put that in there, into the soil before I start planting in it, so that I already start having some kind of, besides just the bone meal and all that kind of stuff amended in there. But I definitely put my plants, my vegetable scraps up in there and some compost.
All right, that's good. Anybody else?
Lisa,
I
I'll
use a
let
lot of compost.
you said a lot of compost.
Mm-hmm.
So
And if it needs fluffing, I'll add some perlite to it, just to kind of make it fluffy.
Fluffing.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't know
Because
fluffy.
you want it fluffy, because especially like if you're growing onions, turnips, or stuff like that, it needs to be able to grow. And so it can't
Does anybody
grow in
use
no clay.
sand? Right.
I use sands with my carrots.
So that's what I want to work on.
Wait a minute, you use what with your carrots?
Sand. The sand.
Y'all explain this to me, because my carrots was a struggle. I need y'all to explain this to me.
Well, all it is to help break up the soil. So it's kind
So
of
you just add, you mix it in with your soil. That's
yeah,
a little
you mix it in there, so it makes it more airy, and then the water be able to come, get down, because carrots have to stay hydrated, especially when they first, coming up. They got to keep hydration. So sand, like kind of absorbs and kind of soak it in there. So I use sand when I get ready to put my carrots in there.
So I haven't done it, but I know that it's an option, and that's something that I said I should work on either next year or this year, because that raised bed that I got, I put it together the other day. I have not put soil in it yet, and I was like, maybe I should make that the bed where I incorporate some sand and I can grow those root type veggies that need that sort of, I guess they call it loamy soil. Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed, like when I was when I had first started growing in 2020, people who had been growing, I'd watch their channels, and all their vegetables, everything looked so pretty and healthy. And I guess it was probably 2022 is when I realized, after you've been gardening 2 or 3 or 4 seasons, and you have amended your soil, you've started beds and you have amended 2 or 3 times, then your soil will get the same way and you'll start getting the same kind of plants. So if you first starting out, you got fresh soil and you're going to get fruit, but it's not going to be where you want it to be until you started loading it down with compost. And after a few seasons, then you're going to start getting the same results.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
I
to
do add
let me answer this question.
Mhm.
Shelly is streaming this on her page, so when she type it in, only the people that's watching from her channel could see the link. So I put the link in. If you're looking for the link for the journal, I put it in on my link if you're watching on my page. And then if you're watching from,
I did not know that.
I didn't either. We just figured that out. Now they was like, I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm like, So I'm thinking that's the reason why. So I just posted the link.
Mm.
Thank you,
And,
thank you.
yeah, so I reposted it. And I agree with you, Lisa. It takes some time to get your soil where you want it to be, and it's really based on where you're at. Mona wanted to know if anybody's growing in ground.
Sharing
I
about
have some
that.
in ground.
I'm
I have
growing
my
in
first
ground.
in ground.
Yeah, I have in ground too.
You have in ground too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my next year I have more in ground because I'm gonna do this corn, but I'm gonna do it in ground. I'm not gonna do it in bags. I said I was, but the struggle is I had to keep buying soil. I would have to weight the bags down because they were saying if you get a lot of wind, that when they get a certain height, they will tip over. I ain't trying to do none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I really want to work on our ground soil so I can do more ground. I think corn would be a good start to sort of help start to break that up and different things. So I do corn and beans to put that nitrogen in.
I am trying to transform my garden into all raised beds because we have so much flooding when it does rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, raised beds gonna have to be my thing because in the ground, when that rain come through and the ditch fill up and it flows right into my garden, I'm like, I need raised beds.
Yeah.
You don't want to work on that soil and it flows away.
Yeah.
Everything in the soil just
like
washes
my mulch
away.
did as soon as I opened my little fence. All my little mulch went. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's what I was thinking about doing, just some in ground here. Now the lot is pretty raised because when they knocked the house down, they backfilled it with soil. The back of my house, a lot of the soil that was at the back of my house is washed, so a lot of the water collects at the foundation. So actually, we and my sister were talking about getting soil in and get somebody to grade us so the water flows away from the house. But that's a whole different project. Sorry, so I cut you off, Lisa, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to answer that question.
That's okay.
Can we mix soil together, soil from potatoes with soils from peppers? And so, girl, that's what I did. All them old soils from last year, I mixed them up, fertilized them, and just start planting my stuff.
Especially if you've used the same fertilizers.
Yeah.
And all that need bone meal.
For all of my but I do add this year in particular, I added quite a bit of black cow compost, manure, and vermiculite.
Yeah.
That
retains the water.
Yeah, and blended everything together really good. Now my raised beds are open to the ground. That's the only but I do have bags and barrels that I plant in also.
Okay. So that's good. I make soils, but that's usually at the beginning of the season. During the middle of the season, I'm just going with what I have. This year I have not a bed that's mostly beans. I already know that bed I'm putting my greens in for the fall. I already know. Once I get done growing these beans, I'm gonna put all my spinach there because last year anyway I talk about this.
Now make sure when you do your beans, don't pull them out, cut them at the base. Don't pull
now, let me tell you about this cutting it at the base. I don't know if y'all saw Asia. She always cut hers at the base, but she grew all year round.
Yeah.
And at some point, they were decomposing as quickly as she was planting, and all her stuff was root bound, and she had to dig up all them roots out that bed.
But
so I'm scared about
cutting my stuff. She grow all year round, but you won't be growing all year.
No, I won't. It'd be too cold. Well, I think about that.
Plant some peas as a cover crop, I guess, because I'm about to pull my corn out, and so I was thinking I should plant some peas there to help restore the nitrogen in that area. And then I will definitely plan to do something. I only have one bed that I usually plant in for the winter. And then my goal is to plant cover crops in the other two big raised beds over the winter.
Well, I want to let my garden rest when the winter fall season come, I want to put more stuff in the green stock and just have
Okay.
it in, just try to grow in the green stock and give my garden a little rest, you know.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Well, you know what I just thought about what I can do. The way my husband and I did the cover for the bed in order to grow in the winter, I could actually move that whole because it's on a wood frame. We can probably move that whole wood frame to another bed so that I can rotate which bed we use for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thought that just came to me.
Yeah.
In the
My greens are
wintertime, I
looking
shut
really good
down my
this
big
year.
garden.
Oh, you shut the big garden down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do one big bed, my 8 foot by 4 foot bed, and everything else I just let it rest. So Ruth, this year I feel like I am having the best greens of my entire gardening history. So let me tell you what I did. One, I'm growing it in a raised bed this year, which is a first. My raised beds are 2 feet high, 8 feet long, 4 feet wide. And it is the bed that I grew for the winter. So I had my sort of hoop house over it. So I took the plastic off and I covered it with netting because them bugs be trying to devour my greens.
Mm-hmm.
So I resorted to using 7
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
on my greens. Like literally before I could even plant my greens, they were being devoured. So I thoroughly washed them down, sprayed them with the 7 real good, and pulled all the leaves off just to the center. And I got everything planted in one bed, my kale and my collards. And when I tell you they are looking amazing, I can't wait to harvest them.
Now I'm gonna tell you before they ban you out of the garden community.
Oh, they're gonna be all right.
I'm
With
just,
the,
I
I
grew up
just,
with my daddy
listen,
using
I
7.
know I did too. It's a country thing that you use that 7 dust. You fling it like flour out there. I
not the
used to do.
dust. I'm using the liquid spray.
It's the same.
I know. I'm just saying. They
But
can ban me
but
all
the
they
thing
want.
is, the reason why, I mean, it's other reasons, but because 7
It'll kill the
kills everything.
pollinators.
It kills everything. It doesn't matter if it's a good bug or bad bug. It's gonna kill them all. And you do need the pollinators to be there. So when you do use that, you have to think about the bees, butterflies, wasps, everything that you're gonna kill as well. So you're gonna be a hen pollinating a lot.
Well, but here's the thing. I'm pretty much only using it on my greens and it's covered by the netting.
Uh-huh.
So all the bugs aren't getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
And how thoroughly are you washing them after?
Oh,
Are
they're
you
going to be
getting all
thoroughly
the
washed.
you sure you're getting all the 7 dust off of it?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, after it rained like 8 billion times
Yeah.
and before it washed, it's listen. This is what I told my sister. Now, if I be banned, I be banned because I didn't know I was really in here that good anyway. So,
I'm with you.
I told
I'm
my
with
sister, I
you,
said, I'm gonna have me some
Rashida.
greens. I said, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go ahead and I got netting and everything, and I said I'm gonna do my neem oil and all that. And if that don't work, I'm gonna move to me some BT. I said, I said, but at the end, I know what working. That's just a good old 7. So
It
that's all I
does.
know.
It
Well, the
does.
But
only reason I started
but
using it because my husband already had it. It's not something that I went out and purchased. But since it seemed to be working, why he go out and buy a whole nother thing today?
so okay, Mona said, does anyone use manure in their garden? Now
Mm-hmm.
I know Lisa said she just
The
does
black
compost.
cow is
Yeah,
the
the black cow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or chicken manure. I might use that sometime.
Yeah.
Beans you cut at the base, but you can pull other things. I think they want to keep the beans because of the nitrogen.
Yeah.
But I
Mhm.
really thought that it releases nitrogen while they're growing. So I feel like
It
it's
does,
enough in the
but
soil.
right, it does, but it releases the rest of it when it
Uh-huh.
dies.
When it
Yeah.
decomposes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can you put Ruth Kelly's comment up
Which one?
what, about the worms?
Okay. All right. I'll just okay.
But
Somebody uses
I
rabbit
see some other
manure.
things.
Okay, hold up. We got one more question. I'm just trying to go in order. Do you
I
have
think
any
rabbit
pest or
manure,
animal?
you can use it right away. You don't even have to break it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
rabbit.
rabbit manure. You can.
Mhm.
Do any of you have any pests? Hey, Dee Dee, that's my god sister, y'all, that went in there with both her hands and turned my soil.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Oh,
on her
Okay.
girl,
hands
you
and
want to
knees
touch my soil too.
without a knee pad. Come on. Any pests or
Come on,
invasion?
knees.
Have you put in a place of control or action for invasion?
I use
Have a
mint
fence.
around my melons.
Yes.
I put
I got little
rosemary around my
pots
melon.
of mint
Somebody
everywhere.
came to my thing. You said mint and what?
I use mint around my melons because we found out last year it was rodents eating the melons.
Yeah, you had a lot of them got attacked by your whatever was out
Mm.
there.
Yeah,
Well,
it was melons because they were
I'm
getting in my chicken wire because
Mhm.
rodents is the only thing that could get through the chicken wire.
Is
So
your
they
mm,
were
yard
getting at
open?
there. Huh?
Your yard is open?
Yeah.
Or is it
my,
fenced in?
her yard is
It's
open, but
open, but my
she has
garden, I have chicken wire around my
Mhm.
garden.
yeah. Them
Okay, yeah.
watermelon patches, yeah, they had to go through that wire to get in.
Yeah.
So our backyard is fenced in. Um, we are having issues with voles and moles. Um,
We are too.
and we have had a groundhog and rabbit in the yard before, but
Hmm.
not a consistent enough issue that is an issue. I will never forget the day I walked out and this rabbit was in the yard, and like ran and he stood still, right? He was like this. And I'm looking at him and he was just like, if I
She don't see
If
me.
you move, I'll
she didn't
finish
see
your
me.
stuff.
And I don't know if I said something or did something, that he ran on behind the shed. And then my husband went out there and did some things. And I ain't never seen that rabbit again.
He said goodnight to the people.
Mm-mm. That
Yeah.
is funny. I don't have anything for my plants. Somebody told me, so I had my watermelons. I don't know if y'all saw my short. I had my watermelons on the porch when I first replanted them. And this groundhog, I'm assuming that's who I'm blaming, is 3 of my pots. I had 4 pots of watermelon plants. So
Ooh.
somebody said on my short to add rosemary. So I moved them to the garden space and I bought rosemary and I split it in half and put them on each side of the pot. I
Mhm.
haven't seen anything, but I also know that they're still digging in the ornamental
Mhm.
ornamental plants I have on my porch.
Mhm.
But I think once they realize that food is over there, they're gonna go that way. And so before my watermelon started to bear a lot of fruit, my plan is to use I have chicken wire. I was gonna buy a fence off of a system off of Amazon, but I'm gonna save my $200 this year and just go ahead and put that chicken wire up and
Mhm.
zip tie it around the fence for now.
Yeah.
So Ruth Kelly, welcome, Ruth. I'm sorry we didn't welcome you before, but
Hey, Ruth.
welcome. Have anyone used worms in the ground? I am in Clinton,
I have.
Mississippi, and I have that is Mississippi. Yeah, that's Mississippi, Missouri's MO. And
That's
I have
funny.
these fat
I'm in
worms.
Clinton, Maryland.
They were in the ground by my okra. What you say?
I was saying that's funny. She's in Clinton, Mississippi, and I'm in Clinton, Maryland.
See, there you go.
I didn't say, that was one of the things I didn't say when we talked about fertilizer is earthworm castings.
Worm
Yeah,
castings. Yes,
use
I
a
tried
lot
them.
of
I
that.
did them last year.
I
Yeah.
have a whole bunch of worm castings that I did myself. I have a whole worm bin, but I think most of my worms done died this year.
Hey.
They lived through the summer, the winter, the died in the summer.
They did. Surprise! Listen, I went through some things. I was trying to save my worms. I got the little heating pad, the heating mats,
Mhm.
and I put one out there, and they did. They survived, but again, it's been so hot here. I've had so many other things going on that I have neglected them, and I think most of them are dead. So I literally have almost like a bin full of worm castings
Worm
that I need to
Yep.
flip and use.
Yep.
My husband told me not to buy no worm. He said, "You got
Fat
enough things
worms.
on your plate right now."
She said fat worms. I would
I
think
went
worms are
fishing
good
with my
things.
niece one time, and we had worms left over, and I took them and put them
Mhm.
in like 2 of my beds.
Yep.
Oh,
I
that
do.
was good.
I had worms in when Adele went and turned my soul over, I had worms in 3 of my 5 beds.
That's good.
And I
See,
was
that's
like,
why I can't
oh,
be
thank
touching no beds because I don't want to be touching no worms.
oh
Um,
girl, I need worms in my bed.
I'll
Yes.
need them in there,
Yes.
but I don't want to touch them.
Girl, put on some gloves. You'll be all right.
Uh,
hey
Listen,
Rashida, I'm gonna get ready to go.
bye, Cynthia.
But
It's been
I
fun.
enjoyed y'all.
bye.
Yes, I'm glad you were able to get in here for a little bit.
Yes. All right. See y'all later.
I
Bye.
see.
Bye.
Guys, Desire, I know that they're great for the garden, but I don't want to touch
She
them.
just don't want to touch him.
Yeah.
So hopefully she don't come across any.
I mean,
But speaking of,
I ain't gonna die,
no,
but I just rather not touch them.
yeah, I got you. I was watching Asia from Yellow Door Homestead, and she was doing her potato harvest. Anybody watch a potato harvest? So she dumps this one bag. So she moves the bags onto the porch. Was it before she went to the porch? Anyway, she was dumping her potato bags. She's digging through the soil. And she's like, oh, a worm. And she picked it up. And that thing was just doing like this. She's like, that's giving snake. And she tossed it back in the thing. After the video aired, people were in there, there was a baby snake. And she was like, y'all know I'm scared of snakes, right? So now she's trying to figure out which bag it was in.
I'll be finding.
Girl, I would be so mad. Worms are okay. If you look at the roots on the beans, you can see the nodules that have the nitrogen.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, they do. They have some kind of minerals or something.
So my question is, can I
nodules.
put them up and just lay them and let them decompose on top? I'm just scared to leave them roots in there and they don't decompose.
You probably could do that, but cover it. Maybe.
Yeah, or like on the top layer, let it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. She put hardware cloth under her raised beds. I put chicken wire reed fabric. And I did it right on top of our grass. I didn't prepare
I got hardware cloth too.
I plan to eventually put some hardware cloth when we ever decide to dig them beds out. Because we didn't do that, but we should.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I did it right on top of the grass. I put the hardware fabric because I knew we had groundhogs. And I didn't know if we had voles. I didn't want nothing to dig up under the bed. So that's why I put the chicken wire. I put the weed fabric. And then most of the bed. And then they have cardboard on top of that.
Yeah. Ruth Ann was asking about banana water fertilizer. I have done banana water fertilizer. Not this year, though. We don't eat a whole lot of bananas, so it's not a huge thought for me. But I know it is great.
It's good potassium.
Yeah, and you can actually like just take those things, your veggie scraps and stuff, and put them in your garden, like in a cup that has holes in it, and then fill it with water. I said I might try that one year.
I was hearing about that, and then I was watching. I ain't gonna tell y'all who I was watching because y'all already know who I was watching. So they were saying that it's hard to get potassium from the banana to be plant viable. And sometimes there may be several things going wrong with your plant, but because you're doing the potassium with the banana water, you're going to be watering more often and you're going to be more attentive than you were before you start having a problem. So is it really the banana water, or is it really that you're just watering on a consistent basis and you're taking better care? And I was like, it don't really matter because I don't have the patience to make banana water. But that was a thought because I was like, so because a lot of things that we add sometimes is not plant viable as soon as we put it on there. It has to like go in the soil and sort of decompose. You know, like eggshell. You can't just throw eggshell in there. It has to break down. So a lot of times they tell you to to blend them up, dry them out and blend them up and put them in.
And that's what I do. I blend my eggshells up to that. I put them in my worm bin. Whoever that was that said they were starting a worm bin, I blend up my eggshells to put in my worm bin along with like blended up oatmeal, old oatmeal.
Right.
I use that as my worm food and grit. So yeah, I might restart my worm bin next year.
Yeah.
And the coffee grinds, yes. Sadly, we brew coffee every day in this house, and I'll be throwing it away. But I do know it's good for the garden.
I know. But the thing is, it's like I have to put it in something, then I have to remember to take it out there. You just don't want all that stuff sitting around.
I had
So
a bag. What had happened was I had a bag. I was trying to like let the coffee grinds dry out, and then I'll put it in a Ziploc bag. And I was getting quite a bit. And then I looked over and it was molding. And I was just like, you know what? We just not gonna do this.
mhm. So and that's another thing I wanted to say. When I was in the apartment building, we weren't allowed to use fertilizers or insecticides in the public garden. But the Michigan State University Extension Office was one of the ones that ran the program. And so they did tell us about the Epsom salt. They did tell us about the eggshells. But they never mentioned about banana water. And so that's another reason why I didn't just jump on when people were talking about banana water, because I'm like, should I be doing banana water? And also, because it's a sweet smelling water, it may attract other things. And so I was like, I don't know. But I have done the Epsom salt before, and I have done the the ground eggshells when I was in the apartment. But I haven't done it over here. Toss the worms in the pot. I said that was funny. I think that did we answer everybody's questions? Squirrels ate some of my tomatoes, and possum and raccoons. We got raccoons. I eat my baby watermelons. And see, that's what I was telling my mom. I was like, I think I need to put something around my watermelons, because if not, we ain't gonna have no melons.
Well,
Well, I know the rodents and snakes and stuff, they don't like the smell of the mint. Spearmint, peppermint, neither one of those. They don't like it.
Okay, well, I know that wasn't at the ate the mint. So I have a mosquito plant. It has lavender, citronella, lemongrass, and peppermint. Those 4 things supposed to have in there because mosquitoes don't like those scents, whatever. I went and bought this spearmint, or is it peppermint? Either way, I got a mint plant and put in there. I went back out there. So when I bought it from the farm, it was overgrown and had all these long limbs with the leaves. Something sat up on that porch and ate all the leaves off of that peppermint plant, and I was so mad. I'm like, you look bear. So I took the leaves out, I took the stems off and put them in water. I was like, I'm gonna keep mine. But that's good to know the other things don't like it. But whatever's eating this stuff on my porch is getting on.
Is it the groundhog?
I don't know if it's the ground. I don't know what. My sister thinks it's a baby groundhog. And she said the other day she's coming from the parents' house, and so you can see under our deck, and we have like the anti-dig fence around it, and she could see the groundhog under there looking out at her, watching her walk up the street. She said, "You know what? I feel like I'm on Caddyshack." I'm like, girl, we can't be blowing up the house trying to kill no groundhog. Now listen.
That's right. That's right. So I have
Ruth said maybe a deer, and that's the thing. There have been more deer in the city. I hope it ain't no deer.
Deer be eating my daylilies in the front yard.
They'll come and eat anything.
It's so annoying.
The chocolate mint is fine, dear. I put it in the garden, and I have one in the backyard, and I bought 3. I don't know what to do with the third one. But the chocolate mint is fine, and it's good in water. I can't
keep up with which one is which. I had the chocolate mint, apple mint, spearmint, ginger mint, and they all in my little tower. Mm-hmm. It's not a green stalk, but it is a tower. Mm-hmm. And I don't know which one is which.
Girl, you gotta go there and taste it. You gotta taste it.
They don't really taste like you think they're gonna taste, though. So
here's the chocolate mint tastes like an Andes candy. That's how that chocolate
So here's my question for y'all. I posted about this on Facebook today. I went to my friend's house and I called today Sharecropping Sunday, because I have a friend who we actually coordinate certain things. She'd be like, all right, I'm gonna grow this, so you ain't gotta grow it, and I'll grow something and she don't grow. And then we share the fruits of our labor. So I called it sharecropping. Does anybody do anything like that?
That's what me and my god sister Adele is doing. So she came over and helped me with my garden. She said, well, Rashida growing everything else, maybe I'm gonna make a melon patch at my house. She didn't realize that I had all these melons. So she has a melon patch at her house. And I have 8 melon plants over here. So I have 2 crimson sweet, 2 black diamond, 2 cantaloupe, and 2 orange glow.
Oh, I failed to say that I do have watermelons.
Yeah, girl, when we said fruit, we weren't thinking about that. I don't know why.
So I got watermelon, and I have the canary melon that I bought last year from a farm, and I saved the seeds. I have one plant that is right now, it is thriving.
I need you to send me some of them seeds, please, and thank you.
Okay, I sure will.
Thank you. I want to try canary melon. My sister-in-law is on here. Jennifer says she used pepper flakes water to keep pests away. You know, people keep saying pepper.
Yeah, I keep hearing that too.
I'm gonna have to do pepper water. Get cheap butter, red pepper flakes, boil in 2 cups of water, strain. Use a spray bottle every time it rains. After the rain. Okay.
Really? Now I haven't heard that before.
Somebody told me to sprinkle some pepper. I think it was last year sometime.
Yeah, I do hear about putting pepper around the plant.
But a pepper spray, hey, that sounds good. That sounds easy and doable. Yeah. Dollar Tree, here I come.
My little Sikkim
critters are usually pretty tasty.
I got my Sikkim cucumber today. I woke up this morning and I had a text message from my brother. He was like, "Hey, I left y'all something." And my husband went out there and got it. He delivered some popcorn to us. Like, he makes amazing popcorn. So he did a bag of popcorn for us and brought us some lemon cucumbers and the red Sikkim, or is it just Sikkim cucumber? It almost looks like dinosaur crackles. I'm gonna go get it so y'all can see it because it is huge. I can't wait to eat it.
That sounds good. Now, somebody said that the lemon cucumber don't taste something but like a regular cucumber. But I don't know.
Yes, I'm not a fan of the lemon cucumber. My husband likes them though.
Okay, so somebody said, what can we? Critters are pretty tasty. My coworker talking about killing this fox that's been eating her chickens. And I said, I don't know what fox tastes like, but it sounds like a plan. What can we do about ants? I don't know, because we have them all around the house and we've been doing all the things. But I was watching Back to Our Roots with what's my girl? Basketball player. Cheryl Swoops. So her husband was talking about he showed the garden bed and the whole corner was gone. And he said we had ants and we had to extract them. And I said, so what you do? Just dig up the mound? How did y'all do that? That's what I want to know.
I've done that before. Took all my soil out of a bed because ants had just taken that whole bed over.
Did they come back when you refilled the bed?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I have a lot of ants too.
Ants, they will come back.
I don't mind some ants,
but they didn't come back right away after that.
I don't mind some ants. I just don't want a whole colony of ants. That just freaks me out.
You up.
Ruth Kelly said, between you and Lisa, I need you to send me some of your seeds or a plant, please. Is that for me or is that for Shelly?
That's my basil leaf.
Oh, is that sweet basil?
No, it's basil lettuce leaf.
Oh.
So they grow really big.
Yeah. So it's just like your regular basil. Nice.
Probably. This is the lemon cucumber that was delivered to me today.
It looks like a melon.
Mona, what's this? I just bought some surround that I want to try. What is that?
Surround. And then here is the Sikkim cucumber.
Wow.
They look like a dinosaur egg.
They know what I said?
Girl, so let us know how that tastes.
I already tasted. I had a smaller one she gave me a couple weeks ago. I loved it. And I literally just sliced it up and had some salt, pepper, and some vinegar. One ant with another.
So if you got some red ants, some black ants, you just dump them, let them fight it out, duke it out.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Hey, yes, cayenne pepper, Ruth Kelly. That's beautiful. Yep. She had a sandwich she had a sandwich earlier, Mona. I don't know if you caught that.
Yes, I had a tomato, mozzarella, and basil.
Dale says
Wait, are
it.
you talking about this one? Is this what you're
That's what
saying?
she talking about.
It is, but it tastes good.
It tastes
It
good.
tastes good.
Good, good. Sweet Thumb said, ants in the house, you might want to try boric acid. In the yard, get a bucket and a shovel, toss them on each other, and they fight till nobody's left. Not a plug, but I did a video. I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go watch
So Baker Creek, in case y'all didn't know, I'm gonna try to pull it up and pull a link. Their catalog, their 2025 catalog is on sale now for pre-orders for I think it's $10.
it. Is it $10? Yeah, I think it is.
So I have
I
ordered
saw
it.
that, but I didn't know if I wanted to buy another one. But that's what I say now.
It was $10. I paid $10 and like 60 cents or something because it was free shipping.
I just love
Mona, that
put me in
was
freezer.
what you say, a Sikkim cucumber?
My internet seemed to be dragging.
Okay, Ruth Kelly says she did that with the ants, but they keep popping up in different places. So yeah, because
That's what
I
they
have
do.
some
They
ants.
will go away completely. They
Mm-mm.
move. I don't care what you use.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Did we? Let me go back to my list here, y'all. Make sure we cover. So we brought pest garden. Oh, I don't know if y'all watched Jamerrill, but she talks about hopes and dreams, hopes and dreams. So what?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about weeds, and we didn't talk about garden hopes and dreams. So somebody want to talk about weeds? What y'all do for weeds? I'm in raised bed, so I don't have a whole bunch of weeds, except for when grass man come. I have to have some pop ups I snatch out, but it's not a whole bunch of weeds. Anybody else?
I pick them. Sometimes my husband will spray them with something. Like that's his thing. I will go in the
He like
beds and
spray.
pick them. Yeah, he sprayed, child.
He just like spraying stuff.
I'm gonna tell Mister you said that now.
Tell him I said he that's reason. I got this spray 7. I got these weed spray. He out there with his little tube belt with the spray.
Yeah.
If I see something like y'all, if I see one in the beds, I just go ahead and pull it up.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, they will take it. They will take over.
Yeah. That's all I do is pull them up.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
we put the weed fabric down, and we still have weeds. Not as bad, but if some soil gets on the weed area and a grass seed get in it, a weed is gonna grow right there on the weed area.
Yeah, yeah.
And Dale says you're gonna use a fork, a hoe, a shovel, or just pick them. Yep.
Yeah.
So garden hopes and dreams. I sat out the other night at the end of a long day, 4th of July specifically. I was sitting under the patio from my backyard, and I can see the lot, and I can see my parents' yard. And I was just thinking about, next year, I think I want to do like a watermelon patch, and then do a sweet potato patch, because I just believe I'll get more sweet potatoes if I do them in ground than bags. Also, just thinking about, okay, well, what I want to do, where I want to put things, what do I want to grow next year? I'm not on a journey of supplying my family with food for a year. Can I supply them for this summer at this point? You know what I'm saying? Let me have a good harvest and we'll move on from there, right? But I am also looking to up my preservation game, because I don't know how to can. I have had exposure to canning, but I have not specifically canned. So I think I'm gonna take this free online course through the extension office about canning, food safety, preservation, all that. But yeah, that's just what I'm looking for, just to be able to grow food and have some fresh things and know how to propagate, use what I have, to get what I want.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that. I definitely want to learn canning also, so that I can ultimately can stuff that I will actually eat later. It's one thing to can stuff and try to preserve and store stuff, but if you ain't gonna eat it, like what's the point? Because sometimes it just don't taste. The taste and the texture is not the same. So I need to learn how to find and test recipes that I know I will like, because you can can so much stuff, including meat. But that's definitely a pipeline goal. In the more immediate future, my goal, our backyard is not level, it's sloped. And so where we have our grow bags at, it's on a hill. And so in the near future, like maybe next year, I would love to convert from the grow bags and get like those long, narrow raised beds so that they can sit up there, and maybe eventually get some contractors to kind of come like almost like make a step level. So is, we have the raised bed, then you have a little bit of a surface where you can walk on beside it and then step down. So that is definitely a goal of mine in the near future.
Awesome. Awesome. What about you, Lisa?
I really hadn't had time to put my goals and things together, but I have. I just like to continue to improve my soil health, and then just trying to get the drip irrigation put in so that my plants can be watered properly and at the right times. And that's just what I'm just focused on. I don't get to do much of anything else because I'm so into getting my drip irrigation right. Because right now my
Are
water
you
pressure is
working?
not right. Huh?
Are you working or are you full time at home?
I work full time away
Okay.
from home.
She said away from home. I work full time too. I do work 2 days remote though.
Okay.
Yeah. Because gardening is a lot of work.
It is.
I
And
literally get
it's
up.
expensive too.
It is expensive. So I guess I better keep my full time job. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I got to. I know.
Well, and somebody talked about that too, the expense in gardening, but it's about the value that you find in the garden. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
garden for their own reasons. Some people are gardening to prep. Some people are gardening to have their own organic food. Some people are gardening because they don't want to depend on supply chain or whatever their desires are. And the money you spend is an investment into the thing that you find value for. And I always tell people this: until I start buying these upgraded phones, I care less about spending money on technology. I could care less about I'm like, I'm not spending that much. That's too much money. But when I was wearing high heels and I was buying all them leather pumps, I spend a good amount of money on some leather
Yeah.
pumps. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I found value in. My brother
Mm-hmm.
finds value in the tech and all the stuff. So it's the same thing with gardening. Some people feel like it don't take all that. You shouldn't have to spend this money, honey. If you want to buy $2,000, $5,000 of raised beds, go ahead. If you want to go buy all the soil, go ahead. Do what you feel like you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That's
me
your
on the
garden.
other hand, I don't mind paying for convenience. I don't. But my budget said, girl, everything can be convenient.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, but that's a good goal to see your garden with better systems.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously people, I don't speak the ages like the end all be all of everything, but as you age, you really have to set up your life to not break your body down, you
Yeah.
know. And so
I
and
was watching Miss Linda Tina, the New Orleans gardener,
uh-huh.
earlier. She was live, and she was saying um, gardening is different now than it used to be. These summers are hot now,
Mm-hmm.
and if you like when you have crops that have come to the end, you pull them out. Now, if are you going to plant more? And if you're going to plant more, are you going to take care of it? Because it's going to get hot. And
Mm-hmm.
she's in New Orleans, and she said this is the hottest month. July is the hottest month for them. And she said she's not doing any extra anything right now because it's too hot.
Mm-hmm.
And she care about herself too much than to go out and um, trying to grow food, and it's just too hot to raise it right now.
And
Mhm.
that's and we're not conditioned for this heat.
No.
And I watch, what is her name? Team Benson. Gardening with Team
Oh
Benson
yeah, out
in
Arizona.
Arizona in that desert.
Uh-huh.
And they had that 115, and she's growing things
See
under
there?
shade cloths and all of that. And I was thinking that in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is Michigan. I don't need that shade cloth. Let me tell you something about me on the 4th of July. I started early in the morning. I was out there for like 3 hours. And I was like, this sun is hot. And they say
Yeah.
it's 68, but I'm not telling you it's hot. It's hot. And I hadn't even really started working out there. So I watered my garden. I'm watching the water evaporate off the leaves of the plants. Like, this is crazy. So I watered, I fertilized, did what I was going to do. And I was like, I'm not going to keep doing this. And I went and sat in the shade. But it was hot in the shade.
Yeah.
And I let the breeze come through, and I sat there, I drank my water. I said, Lord, I'm going inside. And then I said, Rashida, you got to learn how not to come out here and do so much that you about to pass out. I get inside, I drink me some water, get me something to eat, head hurt, let me go lay down, and I sleep for 4 hours. That's crazy.
You have to. I mean, it's not different. Like when our parents gardened, it's these summers are different than when they were doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the whole earth is
It gets too
different.
hot now.
Yeah, it's
And
hot.
our garden, if we water the front yard where my sister's flowers are, and our garden, that's at least 2.5 hours watering, at
Mm-hmm.
least. And if you see something and you fooling around, it could be 3 hours, and that's too hot. That's too long, too hot to be
Yeah.
standing out there.
Sweet
And
Thumb
then
says she.
sometimes when it get real hot, it need watering. Your garden need watering in the morning and at night.
I
I,
already decided
I
I'm not
do
doing
that.
both.
It's been that kind of hot here.
I
It
told
was
somebody
really
I'm
nice.
not doing both. Let me tell you, I will water at night because I feel like if I water at night, it's cool enough that I keep that soil saturated. You
Yeah.
want me to get up before the sun come up too and water? I'm not doing both. I already know
I,
that. I'm
I
not
I
doing
wasn't
both.
I
doing it
try to
either.
do both, especially if I know it's going to be a really really hot day. But if nothing else, I definitely try to do it in the evening so that it has time to saturate, and
Mhm.
hopefully it'll
Yeah.
be enough to
I
carry
want
me
them to be.
through the day. But sometimes I look out there and the plants be looking pitiful.
Yeah.
My sister, when we came back from Chicago, my sister was like, Rashida, your potato leaves are curling. I was like, I know. But it was hot before we left, and I was like, listen, I ain't got but so much time and so much water hose, and that's one of the reasons I started moving stuff in one spot so I can, But back to what we learned. Sweet Thumb, her goals is still learning that it's not a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We want to start
Mhm.
gardening and then start growing all the things. And I get excited about all the things. Every time I pick
All
a
the
hobby,
things.
I get
Yeah.
excited about all the things. When I was crocheting, it was all the yarns and all the needles and all the hooks and da da da. Mm-mm. Okay. The Mona says she grow in raised beds. Ruth Kelly says she want to get better in growing her vegetables. And yes, make better soil. Yeah, I want to get better in growing vegetables. And then I want not to seem more of a chore. I want it to seem less of a chore and more of a joy. I do find joy
Yeah.
in the garden, but it's like I
Hmm.
planted this and I got to figure out when to harvest it because I see stuff I like and don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
And okay, what do you mean by acidic soil? My grapevines need acidic soil, this, that, and the other. So um, I get that. Sweet Thumb says, I think we will eventually go back to growing ground level gardens. My folks
Mhm.
were broke and grew tons of food, and there was no reason it won't happen again. That reminds me of Jamerica because she was saying when she first started gardening, she had some limiting in her mobility. And she was just like, she got there. She's like, Jamerrill, if you don't use it, you lose it. So she started, squatting in the garden and doing things. So now she's more limber, I guess, or able to move. But having a ground level garden don't sound like nothing I want to do. But I said this, but listen to this. I got all them green plants that I don't want to throw away, right? I got the other ones in bags. I'm out of bags. I'm not buying more bags. I'm not buying no more soil. I just told y'all, right? But as I move the stuff from in front of my patio space in the bag, all that grass and weed is dead now because they had bags sitting on top of it. I said, Rashida, I think we can shovel a trench like around this patio and plant these greens and just do like you would do like a little border like you would do with any other plant and just put them greens around the patio. So I'm going to be in the ground. If I do that, I'm gonna be in the ground. So, but yeah, I think a lot of people are going back to, because even buying soil is expensive, and you can't trust all the soil. You can't trust black cow is good, but sometimes you might get something that didn't make it through QA, and have something like the Homestead Heart had go, with the,
and that was black cow.
Yeah, black cow. It wasn't fully composted.
Wait, what happened with them?
They were doing their beds and they did their layers of black cow and put their weed fabric down and planted their plants. And after a while, their plants and stuff start dying. Tomatoes, tomatillos, peppers, whatever. And they couldn't figure out what it was. And when she went and put her hand in the soil, she could smell the ammonia and all the stuff.
She said she could kind of smell it when she was planting, when she was putting it down.
Yeah, she said it smelled funny. But she was like, oh, okay. She just put it down. And it wasn't fully composted. So it wasn't what they had already. It was what they just bought. Because they had some already. So part of the garden was fine. And then this part with the new wasn't. And so they lost all this crap. And she's one of the people that grows for a year. So she pickles for a year, she cans for a year and all this stuff. So she lost tomatoes, tomatillos, and all those things. And it's like, wow. So I think a lot of people are going to go back to that. And I think it's a good thing on many levels. But then I have to learn, Rashida, I don't have to grow everything, right? We make friends with other gardeners, with people that grow animals. And if something happens to supply chain, somebody somewhere going to have an egg and somebody going to have a chicken for me. Because I'm not raising no chickens right now.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to ever go to raising any animals.
Because I don't want to kill them. So there you go. What'd you say, Lisa?
I'm scared of them.
She's scared of them.
I got a co-worker that has chickens, and she's always bringing us eggs. So I don't worry about trying to have eggs. But I give her a lot of plants.
Right.
Like starter plants and stuff. I just grow extra because I know I'm going to give her some because she's always giving us eggs.
Right.
But she'll sell them. She'll sell her eggs to a lot of people. But
that's a good system.
That's how we change out.
Ruth Kelly says she wanted to start her garden because the prices of fruits and veggies are so expensive in the store. Yeah. So some things for the garden is a little expensive, but it will be worth it in the end. Because listen, I can go to the guy that went down to Georgia and brought these watermelons back to Michigan. The watermelons are $15 and $20 a piece. I bought a pack of seeds from Homestead Heart for $1, and I bought some from In My Gardener for $1. I bought some for $1.50. I can have as many as I can grow.
Yeah.
I just bought
seeds from the watermelon you eat. You can save those seeds.
And then I was listening to Jamerrill because she said, we just throw seeds away. She said, y'all get your seeds. And so the other day I was like, girl, get these seeds out this. I don't have to have all the seeds, but I need to have some of the seeds. So I'm not always trying to buy seeds, right? Especially the things that I like. I like okra. My people like okra. I need to be saving some okra seeds. But and it gives you a little something. It gives you something else to do other than being stressed out as well. You know what I'm saying? We look at the computer all day. We watch TV all day. Social media. Go out there and grow something.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, mosquitoes. We're not going to talk about these mosquitoes. We're not going to talk about it. We had a whole bonfire the 3rd. Okay. So we had a little pit going. It's smoke. We got citronella candles. My sister is spraying peppermint oil and all this other stuff that's supposed to keep mosquitoes off. We all got ate up. Just so you know.
And
Black
they
alpha, your
will
bag is
eat
good.
you
Yeah, so
up
that's what
too.
she was saying. She's like, I'm not gonna vilify black cow, but what she's saying is when you're using your compost, if you have any question about the smell or if it's fully composted, you need to contact them. Do not use it because once you get it in your soil, that's a whole nother thing to
Yeah,
remediate your
that's it.
soil. I watched another man who bought straw. No, cow manure. He was buying cow manure from a fellow gardener. Those cows are organic, right? But wherever he got his hay from, the hay is sprayed with some of that weed killer, whatever the grass or whatever that they use
Uh,
to make the hay bale was sprayed with a weed killer because nobody wants weed. So the cow eats the hay that was sprayed with the weed killer, and then they, it was in their manure. And so this man has this huge garden with all this. I can't think of the name of it. Y'all name some of them weed killers. Roundup.
Roundup.
Yeah,
Whatever
Roundup.
that is
Yeah.
in Roundup. And so it's all in his garden. And now you're selling stuff saying, I have an organic garden, blah, blah, blah. My farm is organic. And then now your stuff is dying and you're trying to figure out what it is. You find that out. And then now you got to get that out your soil. So is he going to take a backhoe and dig it out his soil? Or then he had to do some research. You got to grow this corn. You got to grow this wheat. And then when you grow that stuff, you still can't use it because it's full of the poison that is pulling out of your dirt. It's a whole bunch of things. Yeah. But so just be careful with your compost. That's what I'm saying. If you have a question, go with your instinct. Knowledge is power. When you use it, grow your watermelon, save your seeds. Big box watermelons are $18, and they are not. That's the thing I wanted to say about that. You buy these fruits and vegetables, and sometimes they only have a taste. I cannot say I bought a Honeycrisp apple. The first time I tasted a Honeycrisp apple, that thing was sweet. It tasted good because I'm not big on fresh apples, but that mug was good. Can I tell you the last time I bought a honey sweet apple, that thing tastes like water. It ain't had no taste to it. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this. Not with y'all, I'm not. Apples ain't that important. I'm not eating this because it don't have no taste.
Some of these watermelons you buy, you pay $10 or more, and it's not good.
Yeah.
The first one,
true.
my best friend bought from that guy. She said it was mushy. I said, yeah, they got a lot of rain down south. I said, and they picked it, and I don't even know if their quality tastes. They just brought them up here. We just happy because we ain't gonna have no watermelon ready up here for a while, and there was watery and mushy and didn't have a good taste. Now this one we bought the other day though, that daddy bought, because I ain't buy it. Daddy bought that mug was that I was eating it a minute ago. That thing was good.
He probably thumped it and did everything, did all his inspection.
I don't know what he did, but you know what? I saved some of them seeds.
Yes, ma'am. You can grow those next year. Do y'all watch
cows are
Sweet
pooping.
Vine Homestead?
Say that again.
Miss Linda on Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead.
Oh no, I haven't heard of her.
I think she's in Arkansas, I think. But she she's got watermelon growing, and she wanted to protect them from pests and them sitting on wet soil. And she had her son out there, and they trying to put cardboard and hardwood cloth around it so the possums or whatever pests can't get to it, eat on it and stuff. It was a nice watermelon, and they were fooling with that so much it came off the stem. She was like, yeah, I just harvested this watermelon. And they took that watermelon in, and it was beautiful. I said that was ready to be harvested. It didn't need protected. It needed to be harvested and taken out.
Okay, right.
And I think so excited. I was so happy for her.
I watched that one. Watched that one because when she picked it up, I was like, she gonna mess up her watermelon trying to protect it from the animals.
Yeah.
As soon as she said, "Oops, I accidentally harvested," I was like, might as well eat it. And then she went in the kitchen, she cut it. I was like, "Ooh, girl, that look good."
She was excited. Her son, all the kids, everybody was happy.
Yeah,
they got a watermelon. I think she had a problem with pests eating into her watermelons last year, and she was so happy she got that one. And it's just
I got some rosemary, and I'm propagating this mint that whatever it is, 8 out of here. I propagating some of that mint. I'm gonna put some of that out there too. I'm gonna put all I think I can out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies.
All right. Grab you some Murphy mosquito repellent balm and rub it on your skin. The mosquitoes will not bite you. I'm using it. No more bites. It's at Amazon.
All right. Let me look that up.
Murphy mosquito repellent balm.
So yeah. I did start some more seeds.
Much they bother everybody else in my family terribly.
Oh, mosquitoes. Yeah, so just to wrap up, hopes and dreams. My goal this year is just to grow as much food as I can in the season that I have. And I think I'm doing pretty good. I started seeds on the 4th. I started some more seeds for my midsummer plantings. And I went out there today. It's so much easier doing seeds in the summer. I ain't got the food with no grow lights or nothing like that. I just set it out there in the heat and everything just start popping up out this seed tray. I said, whoo, this so much easier than to do in the cold.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like, and I don't know if anybody watched my video. I was just talking that I have been feeling some type of way about this growing season. I feel up and then I'm down and then I'm feeling like it's not enough or whatever. But I was sat there and I was like, oh shit, I'm just proud of you. 1, I'm sticking with it. Number 2, we getting food, right? Mm-hmm. And number 3, I'm just gonna try something new. It's not easy. It's not all planned out to the T, but it's gonna work out. So
that's why you got to get you a planner so you can take all these notes, and then the next year you can look back and say, oh, I grew that much, but I wanted more, so I'm gonna have to plant this much more this year.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I really need to write it down because I was like, what beans did I put over here in this bed? I had to go back and watch the video. Okay, that's the beans I have in that bed. And I already know them 5 plants ain't gonna be enough for us to have, because we all like beans, we all like beans. So it's like, let me start. I think I started 8 more green beans, and I did like 16 more 2 different types of green beans and mixed beans and what's them? I don't want to call them Christmas, but they not Christmas. Scarlet Runner beans and all that.
Okay. So, I ain't never heard of them.
Oh yeah, we like beans. So, all right. If we are gardening, then we are on the right side of the equation. I believe so. I think.
Yes, I agree.
Us gardening, regardless of why we're gardening or how much we garden, we're helping the environment. We're growing more plants. We are helping our ecosystems with pollinators. Long as I don't put the 7 on my greens. But anyway, yeah, pray for me because I'm gonna have some greens this year. If I got to kill somebody to get them.
I'm telling you.
But I'm just being diligent. I'm just being diligent. I took my green bags and I did the neem oil. I put my hoops over them and put the netting on. And I'm just trying to just be diligent after it rained and go out there and just do what I need to do. And we are on the right side of the equation. Any last words? Don't let me leave without praying. Lisa said I didn't do a harvest prayer or nothing before we left the last time. She harvested her potatoes and got 18. I'm so happy. My tomatoes about 20, and I got so nervous I wasn't gonna have any. That's how I was last year when I started with the blossom end rot. And then it was like everything stalled because of all that smoke. And I'm telling you, I don't know if anybody was affected by that smoke. I could wake up and you ever seen the clouds that be so foggy like they sit on the street? Yeah. That's how thick the smoke was. And so
I think we experienced some of that even way down here in Alabama.
It traveled. That smoke traveled. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get any tomatoes. But as the year as it went along, I don't know if plants adjust. God is amazing, right? Like our bodies adjust to certain things. Plants do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And they began to give me tomatoes. I still have tomatoes in the freezer that I haven't done with. Actually, I'm gonna make some tomato soup. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But sometimes we look at it and we just like, so-and-so is harvesting. I think that's the problem. It's a lot of 6-8 people that's harvesting a whole bunch of stuff. But I have to realize I didn't start seeds inside. I ain't had no whole hookup.
Right.
And then when the soil was workable, I still was inside because it was still cold here in Michigan. I wasn't willing to go out here with arthritis in my knees and do a whole lot of stuff because I still got to get up, go take care of people, and go to work. You know what I'm saying? So I had to think about, girl, think about your life, but you still in the running, right? You still get food. Thank you, Ruth Kelly, for being here. We appreciate you.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Commenting. Mona, thank you for being here. Yeah, honey, we can grow greens in Michigan. I can grow greens in Michigan. Mine got ate up last year, Mona. It was a whole saga. Okay, maybe I'll come back another day and tell y'all this story about these greens, but it was a problem.
They'll do good in the fall, though.
Yeah, they will, because I'm gonna start my seeds too late. I'm gonna start my seeds in about the next week and a half. Not for greens, because I already got them started in the bag. Okay, I'm gonna use them. But
I'm gonna start some more green seeds.
I'm gonna do some spinach and kale. The things I don't have: spinach, kale, broccoli. It's short for Brussels sprouts, but I think I'm gonna go ahead.
Do you grow cabbage?
I can grow cabbage in Michigan. My cabbage, did I try it in the fall? Froze. No, because I tried to do them like winter gardening. Then we had that deep freeze. They froze. They came back to life, and then they bolted. So this year I bought some all-season cabbage, and I'm starting them early.
Yeah.
So that everything can take root and grow well in the cooler months. But I can grow greens in Michigan. Everybody that's watching and gave us questions and participating in the chat, we really appreciate you. That way we don't have to like make sure we stick to these questions and sort of figure out if we don't have a lot to say. Yes, I collards and drop some collards and turn them now. So drop your seed, y'all. Drop your seed. We still got some time. My frost date is 10/4. Was 10/4. Now it's 10/7. So they don't know when this frost is gonna really come. No way.
No.
It's just a suggestion on this.
Yeah.
So go ahead, drop your seed. So everybody, Shelly, ready to go to bed. What about you, Lisa? I'm ready to go to bed too. But listen,
it's been a long day. I just realized I've been literally moving all day.
Girl, you used to it. That's how you live. That's how you thrive. That's how you survive now. So listen, y'all.
Like a whole mantra you just said. That's how you live. That's how you survive. That's how you thrive.
I'm gonna hype you up, but I'm gonna go lay down.
Listen, I gotta go back in the office tomorrow. So
I'll see you on Marco Polo tomorrow. See how you're doing. So listen, y'all. I pray that we all, so here we go. Lord, we praise that we thank you for these people. We thank you for the opportunity to grow these gardens on your earth that you've given us dominion over. And so, God, we actually continue to bless the work of our hands, the work of the path of our feet, even the thoughts of our mind, that we have the right thoughts and the right processes and the things that we need to have abundant harvest, not just for us, but even for those that we love to bless and love to do things for, that we will be able to be part of this ecosystem that you created, not just for us, but everything that you created. And so we appreciate you for it on today, and we give you glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. I do want y'all to know, I ain't said it in a minute, but I'm going to say it today. I want y'all to know that before you leave here, you're blessed. You're highly favored. You're the apple of your Father's eye. He is absolutely and positively concerned about you. He thinks that you are the best thing since sliced bread. You can cast your cares on him and know that he cares for you and that he loves you with an everlasting love. And there's nothing and no thing you can do about it. All right.
Amen.
Love it, love it, love it.
So we'll see y'all. Y'all want to do it again in 2 weeks? 21st, but I want to do it at 8:30 because 9:30 is dangerous.
Yeah, we can move it to 8. I'm good with moving it to 8:30.
I'll send an email, and then if y'all,
what do you mean you have everybody's video? I do not have a regular YouTube gardening channel, but my YouTube channel is CateyesMD. I don't know if let me post that. Because I might start doing something, but
yeah, her channel is CateyesMD. Y'all know if you're going to be able to see that, Ruth, if you watch it from Lisa's channel. Mine is just Rashida Monique. like it's spelled here. And if you get halfway through that first name, I'm the only one spelled like that I know of on this planet Earth. So you'll find me. Sweet Thursday, Sarah, she's spitting them bars. So when I cut this live. Yeah. Thank you for being here, Sweet Thumb. I'm gonna have to go back and follow you. I think I already follow Mona. And y'all know some other live streams tonight at midnight. Mona's gonna be on, I think, with Miss Gail. All right, and FR Humphrey.
Tonight, I ain't fooling with them.
No, tonight. Girl, I skim through them in the morning. Listen, I ain't no spring chicken.
I don't even have that luxury. It's like if I don't catch it live 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna watch it.
Girl, I be playing in the background while I'm getting dressed. Be like, I catch this, catch that. But you guys have a good night. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all spending your time with me. CiCi, if you come back and watch the end of this, I thank you for being here, girl. Yes. And I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
Love y'all.
Love you too. Bye-bye.